Me
All
too.
right. Well,
All right. Take it away,
what's going
Bobby.
on, vagabonds? Welcome to LNT. I don't know what episode is it, 11 or is it 12?
For me? Oh, no. Fuck.
For me?
I'm tired, dude. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to be used. You could say something so simple, and I
What am I
will.
pouring?
It's episode 11.
Okay. Episode 11. So, looks like you guys are going to be getting a couple of YouTube videos this week, hopefully. Because last week's was not delivered on time whatsoever. But the podcast was. But it wasn't on time. It was still delivered on Wednesday, but it was uploaded at 5 p.m. Dude, it looks like you're about to murder somebody.
No, I'm just okay. You want to know what's going on?
Know.
Okay.
I have to know.
So the last couple this week this week especially, it's been grind mode because the last time you and I spoke was on a Sunday, and my girlfriend had just left New York back home.
Right.
So first week of break, I didn't do much. I have a bunch of stuff I needed to do. So starting Monday, I've just been working probably each day, probably a solid 5 hours, like nonstop solid 5 hours working on music each day. Jeez. Whether that be a script or memorizing music or whatever.
Sure.
Still not fully finished. So I did that today. But Tyler and I went out to a club tonight. We left at 5. Okay. I told you about that.
Yep.
I wasn't planning on drinking, but I said I'll just get one drink, just one little, so I could sip on it throughout the show. When the set's done, we vamoose. We get out of there.
Right.
Well, the drink I had happened to be a very, very tasty drink.
Ooh.
So I'm like, I have to get another one of these.
Interesting.
Got another one. I had 4 drinks.
Do I get to ask what they were?
You may. They were Moscow Mules.
What's in that?
I don't know.
Shoot.
I do know, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I feel like that's a vodka for some reason.
It is. There is vodka in it. So it's made with vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice, garnished with a slice or a wedge of lime or a sprig of mint.
That sounds refreshing.
Seriously, the most refreshing alcoholic beverage I have ever had.
I kind of want one, and I don't really like to drink.
Yeah, it was honestly super refreshing, and it wasn't hard to drink.
Oh, that's trouble.
Yeah, you could definitely taste the vodka in it, but it wasn't like, oof, it's strong. Yeah. It wasn't strong at all, even though it was, it was shot of vodka in it, obviously. Yeah. It was really good. I'm like, ooh, this might be my go-to. I had 4 of them. And the waitress, she did not charge us for one drink. And
interesting.
And here's the thing. The thing is we were just talking to her, and we were being really we were just being polite, and we were being talkative. There wasn't a lot of people around, and we were asking about where she was from, and we found out that she had she also had a music degree in classical music and choral conducting.
Well, that's
And
easy.
oh,
Oh,
oh yeah. And so we were just having a conversation, asked her where she was from. She's from Houston. Southern hospitality, super nice. And I I
thought.
I had asked her for another round, and it took her a little bit to get to us. And when she brought the check over, she's like, "Hey, I didn't charge you guys for that last drink because I took too long to get it to you." And I'm like, "You didn't have to do that at all, but thank you so much." She's like, "No, it's really on me." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks so much." And needless to say, she got a very sizable tip. But the service was very good, and the drink was the drink was really good.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if you would like a Moscow Mule, because it's almost a little bit on the bitter side. It's not super bitter, but it's like, how like hot sauce or like anything spicy leaves like that
Yeah.
aftertaste in your mouth? That kind of did it. I don't want to say it necessarily burned, but it was good. It was good. I think it was the ginger beer. It was really, really very good. I think you'd like them. Super refreshing. And
I'm down.
it comes in one of the, those copper little mugs.
Oh, classy.
Yeah. It was so cold, and
I bet.
dude, we were sipping on it for like 40 minutes, and it was cold the entire time. And then when the ice melted a little bit and mixed in with it was real good.
Bro. Our boys trip?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do Moscow Mules.
Oh, I'm down. I'll make everybody a Moscow Mule.
Dude, that's exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
We should all bring a drink idea, and then
Yeah.
we should all make it. All of us make it. And what would that be? 5 drinks? That'd be money, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd be cooked after 2. It would be game over.
Cooked. Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah. I think my favorite drink I used to make when I was a bartender.
Wait. Hold on. Pause. Bartender
Yeah.
at the country club?
It was at the golf. It was golf course. It wasn't the country club.
Oh,
I worked as more of
okay.
a caddy, and I worked in the cart room and as a caddy at the country club. But at this other place, I worked as a bartender.
What?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Where were you?
Yeah.
Colorado.
Oh, God.
Or Las Vegas. It was this summer.
Last summer?
Yeah. Last summer.
Oh, God, you are tired.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
that place.
I did make a couple Moscow Mules, but they weren't my
No
favorite to
wonder.
make.
No wonder I honestly didn't remember, bro. What a fucking shit place.
Yeah. But I think oddly enough, the one that everybody came in, it was the most popular, was Bloody Marys.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I liked making
I've
those.
never had one.
I haven't either. I didn't necessarily like making them. It was just a regular that was made. But I think
Yeah.
I really, it's super basic, but I loved making whiskey Coke. Or,
Yeah.
yeah. Super simple. It's just either a shot or 2 shots of whiskey and then pour a little Coke in there.
I think, well, that was my first beverage of choice when I first started drinking. And then I got introduced to, so it was Jack and Coke, and then it was Jack Diets, which was Diet Coke. And then I did whiskey Sprites, and then I did the vodka Red Bull.
No. Oh. Did you never do tequila Sprites?
Ooh, I had a tequila phase for sure. But I would always drink it straight, like in shots.
Yeah. Could you
I
still
wouldn't.
down tequila shots?
Yeah, there's nothing I can't do except that stupid fucking drink that what's his bucket made. Desmond?
No, it was
Or
Alex. It was
was it
Alex. The
God,
the
dude.
margarita.
Dude, what a way to fuck someone over, honestly. Like that strawberry, it was like strawberry and-
Watermelon. Oh.
I swear to God, they put whiskey in that shit.
I don't know what the hell they put in it.
I was like,
Ooh.
oh. Ooh, Desmond had that something green apple bullshit. Remember that shit?
Crown Royal.
Yeah, and they mixed it with the green monster.
Oh.
What are you doing? Don't stop that. I bet you Desmond still says that's a good drink to this day. I hope he hears this.
You know what? Honestly, I think it was a phase. It was
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
young and dumb.
Oh yeah.
And now
yeah.
it's like and the thing is since I'm not a big drinker, I've refined my taste for alcohol so severely.
Your palate.
Oh yeah, I don't want to sound snooty, but I can't have the cheap stuff. I can't have Four Loko. Four Loko.
Oof.
I drank some of that. I'll pretty much do any draft beer, any kind of lager. You know what I love that I just recently came across? I think since I moved out here, East Coast thing makes sense.
Yeah.
Guinness.
God, you and this fucking Guinness, man.
Dude, it's good, and I think you would like it too. It's heavy, but
I don't like beer, bro.
Dude, it's heavy, but I think you would like this. It is so easy down the hatchet because guess what? You like coffee and you like chocolate.
That means you got to come here because I'm not going to go get this with anybody.
And honestly, that's what you do. That's a sip. That's like, that's a sipping on it all night kind of a thing.
Interesting.
It is not a party thing where you go and you freaking chug a Guinness. Nope. It is a sip it. It's a sipper. 5.6. What is it called? ABV?
% alcohol per volume?
Yeah. ABV or APV or whatever the hell. I don't know. But it's funny because you sent that chat in the round 2 group chat. You're like, we're doing this. What?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Jeff video.
No. Just the
his stupid ass rolling on the ground.
Or like round 2, and everybody's like, all right, we need to get schedules rolling. What's people's availability looks like? Yeah. No one has said a damn thing except bet.
Oh yeah. I fucking I never hit it up the next day. That was kind of my fault.
Well, no, it's because my schedule's probably the easiest to start off with, so I'm like, I should honestly be the one that's like, all right, after May 10th, I'm down.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So
May, June, July. Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, because school.
When are you done with school?
First 2 weeks of May.
Dude, we're gonna have so much fun.
You're excited. I'm so excited. I just need to know because depending on when it might dictate me driving back from Oregon from here. I could swing by the old Las Vegas and pick you up.
Dude, what if we fucking took no, that's actually too big of a risk. Listen, all I'm saying.
What if we
in the Pathfinder?
Yeah, what if we took the Pathfinder and what if we took the Ranger and the Pathfinder and off-roaded our way up back to Oregon?
That's not gonna work.
Because honestly, Las Vegas to Bend is what, like a 6-hour drive, 5 hours? Because the whole trip's what, 13 hours? From Bend.
Reno's 8 hours from here.
God damn. Why did it seem so quick driving back?
You always say this, dude. Your trip, your one trip experience, bro. You swear that trip was like easy as butter, except for that 2 hour period where you got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, that drive is awful.
I loved it.
Dude, that was torture.
Dude, I will say, once I got to like past, no, I think I was coming up on that old like a gold mining town there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Goldberg or something.
Something or other like that. And it gets really high in elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I started to come into there and get on that stretch into Las Vegas, which is what is like 2 hours, something like that. My back started killing me. Oh, game over. And I remember immediately getting to your apartment. I'm like, I need Advil. Bad.
I do remember that, dude. You were stiff as a board.
Oh. But
got out like a 70-year-old.
Oh, dude, it was tough. And I'm not going to lie to you. I
couldn't imagine.
Dude, I was cruising. Like when I tell you I was cruising.
Yeah.
Like
so
I was
cruise control at like 115.
Not okay, well not really, but I probably averaged 95 miles an hour.
I think mine was 89.
Cuz I was passing bitches. The second I got behind someone slow, right over in that next lane, it just
see you later.
Oh, and there was no like, oh, I'm just going to casually pass you because there's no one for 15 miles because I can literally see 50.
Blow their doors off.
Literally foot to the floor, that little old four-cylinder at 5,000 feet in elevation, just sucking air through a straw. Just.
Dude. Nothing was more terrifying, though, for me, because I did the same shit. Was when you would go, dude, you'd be coming in like, we're not going to lie, 110 miles per hour, rolling up on a car that's going 55, like half your speed.
Just,
bro, it's like if an MLB player threw a baseball, a baseball past your face. Dude, just, and then when they see you coming and they don't like that you're coming. So they start to kind of ride the line in the middle. And you're like, dude, do you want to just kill all of us at the same time? Like, we're not playing around here, folks.
Yeah. And see, after the car wreck, then it was like, since there was that long ass line, then you're just stuck behind cars for like 2 hours. 2 hours.
Battle.
And it is.
Battle.
It literally is a battle to see like who's got the big enough balls to pass that long ass line.
Yeah. Dude,
it wasn't bad. I honestly didn't think the trip was that bad. It seemed like the trip back was fucking cake. It seemed like it just went so quick. Because I went a little bit more of a scenic route, I think. I went through Reno, then California, then up through Bend, and then once I got into Oregon and was in Klamath Fall, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in Oregon. This is cakewalk. But then once I got to like Eugene, I'm like, oh.
Dude, it's like you're so close, but so far still.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't, nothing trumps the drive across the United States. That's
impressive.
Was brutal.
Yeah.
Talk about getting out of a car after 12 hours of driving, feeling like you have literally the vibration from the road still in your legs, and you're like trying to hold on to the car. Yeah, you're like, oh, I can't feel my legs.
Yeah.
Damn, and then crazy. Doing it with a truck full of stuff and then a car that had no oil on it.
Oh my gosh. What an S show. What an S show.
Yeah. It was fun though. I really enjoyed it. Tyler said he hated it, but I enjoyed it. But I like driving. It didn't seem like anything to me because I enjoyed it. I mean, I might
Jeez.
be weird like that, but
Yeah, maybe.
would I want to do it again? Probably not. Am I going to? Probably.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't fucking know. That's what I could do if you want. If we plan this trip, I could fly into Las Vegas and then you and I could drive up to Bend if we choose to do it in Bend, or shit, we could even do it in Tahoe and then you don't have a long drive at all. And then Alex and Desmond and Jeff, they could all mob down in Alex's truck, get like only fill up once, not even fill up at all. The old diesel, if he drives conservatively. Conservatively.
These ideas. I like these ideas.
Eric would be the only one flying in.
Nice.
Did
Shoot. What?
I'm sorry. Did you hear about what's happening or what might happen?
No.
JetBlue might buy Spirit Airlines for
Oh,
$2.5 billion. That means there would be no more Spirit Airlines.
I wonder what they'd retitle it or.
JetBlue. And you would have to
Wow.
pay JetBlue prices.
Oh.
And that same thing goes for Frontier. They might be buying Frontier too. However, the United States government, so the Biden administration, is trying to block this purchase because they say this isn't fair because those are affordable airlines for people who can't afford JetBlue. Because JetBlue is a pretty, they're like up there with like Delta and Alaska, and
Right.
you know they're pretty spendy for flights.
Yeah. So, what are the two viewpoints? The two major viewpoints on this. Like, what's the arguments? Is it
I don't know. I didn't read all of the articles. I just saw just some old guy in the government on the news. I just caught a clip of it.
that could be any of America?
I know he was just saying that it wasn't fair that a big business corporation is going to purchase this other business because you know damn well if JetBlue purchases Spirit Airlines, for example, they're going to paint all their aircrafts JetBlue, and then they're going to charge. So, like, let's say, for instance, a flight from Portland to Las Vegas, $100.
Yeah.
$100
Right.
on Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
That'd be probably close to like $150, maybe even $200 with JetBlue.
Right.
Now, I'm not certain if that's for sure
Right.
prices, but
Example points.
right. That's what the government is trying to prevent because it's just the people who can't afford to fly JetBlue or Delta or Alaskan Airlines fly Spirit. And there's nothing
Right.
wrong with that. Just those airlines are more on the spendier side because they're considered luxury. They're newer aircrafts. So that's the only kind of argument that I really got from that. I just thought that was interesting because I've definitely flown Spirit before, and I knew you flew Spirit before too. So
You want to hear a fucking crazy story?
lay it on me.
Okay. So did I tell you about my mom and brother's flight back to Oregon?
Mm-mm.
There is a story that is knocking on your door, sir.
Hold on.
So, whoa.
I was just gonna say, the last that I had heard of it was, your mom and brother were stranded at the airport when we were doing the podcast. That's all I know.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Great content right here. So, turns out, while they weren't stranded at the airport. Well, maybe. I wasn't replying when we were doing the podcast, so maybe my mom would have said, "Hey, can you come pick us up?"
Sure.
Maybe not. I didn't. So, anyways, they're both safe, but traumatized a little bit. Maybe a lot of bit. So, here's what happened, right? Get on the flight. After Spirit put together a last second crew, right? So, apparently they ended up calling the pilot on his like personal phone or something like that while he was at home. He was about to go to bed. And they said, "Hey, we need you to come in and fly this airplane." And so as soon as they're getting ready to hit the taxi area, the pilot comes on the loudspeaker and he's just like, or he says something along the lines. He's like, "Well," he's just like, "they pulled me out of my bed to fly this flight. It's like, everybody buckle up." Just something like very like
Some dumb pilot joke. He probably thought
like
he was being funny.
It didn't sound like it.
Oh.
So they take off and they start hitting some turbulence. I think it was like maybe halfway through the flight is when it started up. Maybe not. Maybe earlier. Anyways, they hit turbulence, and they hit turbulence so bad that just the turbulence alone was a traumatizing event. But that wasn't the only traumatizing event. So they started to have a medical emergency due to the turbulence because there was a lady who they thought that she was having, I think my mom said they thought she was having a heart attack, but they think it was a panic attack because the turbulence was that bad. And I guess there was a few times where my mom and Liam both thought that the plane was like dropping out of the air, because they said one time it took a nosedive and started like banking right, and they were like, we're going down, like we're going into like a corkscrew, like we're going down. And I was like, holy shit, like I've hit some turbulence, but like this sounds like like when you hit turbulence and or bad turbulence, and or maybe you haven't, and you're just like, oh god,
Yeah, I've definitely
a little bit worried.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, this lady was having a panic attack in the back of the aircraft, and they called on the loudspeaker to see if anybody was a medical professional, and luckily there was one person. And after that person went back to start helping, this guy started getting in a verbal altercation, which then turned into a physical altercation with his girlfriend. I'm assuming it was his girlfriend. And I think he was just kind of panicked too, and started getting pissed off that his girlfriend was also panicked, and he fucking put her in like a rear naked choke and like started like yelling at like everybody on the aircraft. And my mom and brother were just like,
oh,
what the
Lord.
fuck is going on? Like I think anybody or most people would be. It's just like, what in the fuck is going on right now on this Spirit flight?
Right.
And not to bash on Spirit, I've been flying with them for ever, but yeah. But they ended up landing, and the rest of the flight was the rest of the flight. But it was like, I have never heard of a flight experience like that before.
Golly.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen that kind of stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube or TikTok or Instagram.
Crazy.
I don't know what I would do. There was an article just the other day, or a news story, that there was some guy that said he was going to overtake some flight to, I don't know where, but he's like, I'm going to hijack this. And I saw it. And people on the, of course, with their phone. I'm not kidding you.
Dude.
There was like every guy, I shouldn't say every guy on the plane, but there were a good chunk of men on that plane that were like, I don't think so, bro. And this
No.
guy wasn't a very big guy. I just
Yeah.
think he probably just had some mental stuff going on. And they took him down right in the galleyway, where they do their cooking stuff, or the flight attendants are.
Right.
They all took him down. It was like not today, bro. Not to
No.
fucking day.
No, I think it's everybody's responsibility when you're on an aircraft to
Oh, yeah.
control that aircraft.
Oh yeah.
If you have the ability,
I would have gotten up so quick. I'm like, hell no. I am not gonna be on the
man.
next 9/11.
dude, I would take bullets. I would
I
take
would too.
stabs. I would do anything in my power.
It's funny because I think about because you hear all those stories about like New York City subways and stuff like that, and how there's been shootings on there. And I sit there, and when I first got here, I always am very vigilant of what's going on around me. Now I kind of zone out, and if someone starts moving around me, then I kind of am just in my peripheral vision, kind of just aware of what's going on. But usually I'm just kind of listening to it in a podcast or on Instagram or whatever. But when I was first on the subway, I was just like, head was just constantly just like looking around just constantly.
Yeah.
And if any person was like reaching for like in a waistline or something like that, I'm like, it's go time. Because damn well that most people, when they see a gun, their first reaction is to run away. I'm like, sorry. I'm going to, because I know firearms. I've been raised around firearms, and a lot of people who typically do that kind of stuff don't really fully understand firearms. The only thing they really understand about it is that they shoot bullets, right? And that could be a big assumption. But I just, in my head, I always tell myself, I'm like, if someone pulls a gun, I'm fucking running towards that guy, and I'm fucking taking it out of his hand. Because I'm pretty confident in my abilities to be able to get a gun out of someone's hand. And if it's focused on me, then hopefully other people could get to safety in some sort of manner.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. Interesting.
It's kind of a scary thought, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I think that's what is the right thing to do.
I believe so.
I don't know. It's kind of tough.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, flights. Yeah. You need to fly here so we can go off-roading.
That's what I'll do is if when we plan this trip, I'll plan like a day or two of flight of it. Well, fuck. That's if you want to drive somewhere. But if you don't, then I'll probably just fly to the destination. But that's
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. The podcast doesn't want to know about our
No.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't give one flying fart.
No, they don't.
So, off-roading. I went off-roading today.
Ah.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, that shit is so fun. That shit is crazy fun.
Stop. Just stop. You're making me jealous over here.
We're gonna go, bro, and it's all gonna flood back all those memories of us fucking just ripping. Why does my camera suck? So, yeah, we get out there with the crew. Clayton leaves his truck behind. Wasn't confident in its abilities, even though I had full confidence. And not too long after, Caleb and the old Dodge Ram shits the bed. Dude. Ends up going home. Ends up leaving Clayton with us. Sad deal. He says it's driving very darty.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's sketchy.
You know who else is? Who else is? How do you say that? Who
Else is.
who else? Someone else's ramp shit the bed today.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the old Cummins.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah. The Doge Cummins.
Gosh.
Tough deal, dude. Both Dodges. Oh, both Dodges. The Audi shit the bed last night. Real good.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, that tugged the old heartstrings because I knew. I know that pain. I know that pain of the oil leak. I know it.
Severe.
Yeah,
Severe oil leak.
That was bad.
That was the worst / most terrifying experience I've had in a minute driving a vehicle. There was a few times I was certain I was on fire. And I was like, where am I going to get a fire extinguisher? That was my biggest thought. I was like, where is the closest fire extinguisher? I was like, I'm going to have to start knocking on people's windows that are next to me in cars. Like, or I'm going to have to run to the gas station and break some glass door to get a fire. Like, I'm fucked. That was my thought. I was like, I'm fucked. 15 minutes away from home is when I noticed the severe tunnel cloud of white. I was like, dude, it's game over. Game over for the Audi.
Oof.
Yeah, I ended up pulling into the complex. No oil left. No oil left.
Hey, welcome to the club.
I have never experienced something like that. And then, of course, dude, the last 10 minutes of the drive, people are just driving like hoo-has. It's just like, what are you guys doing, bro? Come on.
Yeah.
This is so annoying. Oh.
Golly, you ripping that shit up?
I was beating the balls off of that Audi yesterday, honestly. So I couldn't say it wasn't coming.
Are you going to rip that engine out?
Donuts. Yeah. Anyways, next weekend.
You were trying to do donuts in a 90s Audi.
Yeah.
That probably has no more than 120 horsepower.
Don't say that. It's at least 160.
So 120 to the wheels.
Once it gets to the wheels. But it was sprinkling out. There was a little rain on the ground. I was like, could happen. Could happen. But yeah. Sucks.
Damn, Bobby.
Anyways, dude. More off-roading stuff real quick. Like, I will take you to this spot and I'll let you drive the Ranger.
Oh, God.
Which also makes me nervous. I feel like I don't want to be in the car. But, dude, this is insane. It is like an outdoor, almost must have been 4.5 mile stretch of like, dude, dirt rally. And it's like almost, it's like off-road paved gravel. So like it's like the bigger rocks.
Yeah. Like
the big 5-inch rocks.
Like hunting gravel or hunting gravel roads. Yeah.
But the rocks are a bit bigger than that.
Oh.
So they're a little bit looser.
So like a logging road.
Yeah, more so.
Yeah, those have those big rocks. Yeah.
But in Nevada. So
okay.
Try to imagine that. But yeah, so then on each side there was usually like a 2-foot like berm. So I mean, if you went off, you're gonna hit a fucking nasty little jump or roll. But dude, we were mobbing 55, 60 miles an hour, mobbing through these fucking corners and the gravel and like little like dips here and there, dude.
In the Ranger, a top
dude,
heavy SUV, a truck,
dude. I'm telling you, shit was nuts. We were hauling ass. It was sick as fuck. Aaron almost fucking lost his Tacoma though.
Ooh.
Dude, he was coming in hot, maybe 65. into this hairpin right, which I mean, you don't know a hairpin right's coming
Oh.
because like there's shrubbery all like along the whole deal, and it all blends in. So like
Oh,
the
see,
start of the cor-
I thought this
oh
was
what?
just I thought it was flat. Just
No,
flat as
no,
could
no,
be.
no.
Just you
It's
could
like
see.
legit. It's
Oh.
legit, man. There's like cactuses and like big shrubs and bushes, and well, to add, the sun was setting, so that the light was
Oh.
going away. It was like that perfect like we have got to book ass, otherwise it's gonna be dark,
Yeah.
dude. I'm telling you, it will be the most fun you've had in so long, so long.
I might have to come to Iro's with you and schmooze Hank. I'm a pretty good
Yeah,
schmoozer.
good luck with that.
I'm a pretty good
You gonna
schmoozer.
drive
Hey.
an Audi on this gravel road?
Oh yeah. He'll see. He'll want to hire me as the Iro's racing driver. He'll be like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's laying down some lap times."
Oh my gosh.
I'm ballsy, dude. I will fucking do anything. I'll do 120 down those roads.
Oh my gosh. No way. You're not driving the Ranger. We'll see you in the Pathfinder.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd do it in an SUV. Low center
screw
of
it.
gravity with loose suspension.
High center of gravity?
No. Low.
Low?
Yeah.
The Pathfinder?
No. I'm just saying on those kinds of gravel roads
Oh, what you need.
is what I need. Low center of gravity with loose suspension. Soft.
I'm telling you, dude.
Soft suspension.
I think it's more fun to have the Ranger go quick around corners because it feels like you're gonna fucking flip a little bit.
See, I can't. That makes my butthole pucker.
Dude. Yeah, there's definitely some quivering going on in that region. There's a few times, man, where you're just like, is this it? Is
Ooh.
this it? I was hitting some fat jumps and Aaron was behind me. And
See,
when we regrouped, he was like, dude, he's like, I thought you were gonna go end over, bro. He's like, that back end just flies straight up. And so like he told me that, and then the next few jumps I hit, I look in the back, bro. The back of the Ranger's got some shit in it, dude. It's got 5 tires. It's got 2 floor jacks, 2 jack stands. It's got a full toolbox, and then it has one of those Costco bins full of shit.
oh my lord.
2 tarps
Just
and
tossing
like
it
6 pairs
around
of
like
boots.
a freaking
Yeah,
maraca.
every time I'd go over a jump, I'd look in the rear view and I'd just see everything go whoop, and it just smoke the ceiling and then fall back down.
Ooh.
I saw one time, I got real hard on the brakes over a jump. And when I went over and then the down on the braking, I saw a floor jack flying towards my head. It hit the gravity of it, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, it pulled it down and it hit right below the glass on the canopy.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, we need to settle the fuck down. I'm getting way too lucky with this shit.
See, this is why I will not be driving with you in the car, because now this has been multiple occasions where your friends are saying, you need to settle down, Taylor.
Oh yeah. Aaron told me.
You're usually the one telling me to settle down. I kid me.
Yeah.
The one time you didn't settle down, my head slammed into your freaking side rail on the Honda.
Oh my god, the B pillar in your head, dude. We're just making love.
Knocked my hat clear off.
Dude, I looked over and that shit was like on your face, just like the hat was just like not there on the top of your noggin. I was like, oh no. The Honda. And then I was like, are you okay?
And then we just did this all the way home.
Oh fuck.
20 miles an hour.
Bro, that freaking tire was
I can't believe you fixed it.
horizontal to the ground. Not
Crazy.
perpendicular. Horizontal.
Crazy. I haven't.
All right, so what?
I was gonna say I haven't really had any kind of crazy moments like that where I've wrecked big in a car. I've only had one occasion where I slammed the side of the Focus into a guardrail.
Dude,
going behind
what a
home.
fucking incident.
Going behind Home Depot at 60 miles an hour in the snow. And
The
there was
best part. Go ahead.
No, go, please. Please.
The best part is that move you pulled in that parking lot, I must have learned from you, because that's what destroyed the Honda. Was the old e-brake pull coming in too hot.
No.
You were coming in hot, dude.
I had no choice. I'm telling you, when I have never thought of stuff so quickly in my life, because I was coming in. I'm not shitting you. I was coming in at like 90 miles an hour. On a hairpin left. On a hairpin left. And
So nasty.
I hit the brakes, and ABS is just going just
freaking out.
Freaking out. And I'm like, I'm so fucked because my car's not stopping. And if I can't stop this car, I am going over this ledge into a brick wall down, because it was like down that way. It was kind of like a drop off, and it was this big kind of cement block where a sewerage was, and there was nothing else around it.
We're snow drifting, just so people know.
And I knew if I were to go over that with the speed that I was going, because I managed to slow down to like 35 miles an hour, but I knew if I would have gone right through that guardrail and would have just totaled my car if I didn't. So my only option was to lay off the brakes and yank that handbrake, because I said there's a lot more surface area on the side of the car versus the front of it. So my chances of stopping are significantly increased if it hits the side of my car versus the front of my car.
I mean, if you knew it was going to happen, then you probably made a good move.
And we were on the phone. Oh, we were on the phone. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
we were on a phone call, and I go, fuck, and smash. And you look, and you're like, oh!
I was leading the fucking course, and I got through the corner, and it was just like, dude, I got through the corner, and the first thing I did was, once I was clear, I looked at the phone to see your point of view. And dude, I just see, obviously, I get the frantic hands coming in, right? I'm like, okay, normal. He's initiating the corner.
Yeah.
And
the old Finland flick.
Yeah, and then it's just like, from you, it's just like, oh, fuck. Right? And then I'm just like watching, and I just see the background just whoosh, and that's the e-brake being pulled. I see like two lights just whoa. And then I look in my rear view, and then I see the impact, and then I hear the sound of the impact on the phone. And I was like, dude, it just, the crunch, and then instantly my reaction, pop the door, get out, and just look at him.
Just stand there right outside of your door too, just with your hands dead to your side. You're just like,
yeah, because there's nothing I can do. I'm like, nice.
Oh gosh,
dude, it was the same thing, same fucking reaction from me when you drove up to my house that one day, and I'm standing out in the field, and I see you roll up, and you just get out of the car and you just stare at me.
Oh, you gotta tell.
And I'm just like, oh yeah, we'll tell it. But I'm looking at your car, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at your car, and I'm like, nah, this ain't right. I'm like, is he overheating? I'm like, usually he'd pop his hood if he's overheating or something. And then I see kind of like, I think a cloud must have like passed over just to get that right lighting. And your car's just fucked. And I'm like, oh no, dude. So here you go. Take it away.
This is the worst story in the world.
Is so bad.
I was driving up to Taylor's house, and he lives kind of out in, or he lived kind of out in the middle of, I wouldn't say necessarily nowhere, but just in the rural. Yeah. So I was driving out there, and the speed limit on that road is 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
There gets a point on that road where the speed limit ends, right? So once you get by that stop sign, that for me is where I would always, all right, gonna kick in the old rally stage here.
Hold on. Sorry. I just got to say, I asked my dad about that end of mile per hour situation. There is a correct answer to it. We interpret that no speed zone as there's no marked speed, so you decide.
Right.
That just means they should say no speeding zone instead of no speed, because that's what that means.
Oh, shit.
But we always just fucking foot to the floor and just like, all right, there's no speed, so we're going fast.
Because this particular section of the road was the fun part. This is where you could get after it and set a time. I'm pretty sure I timed myself on sometimes.
That's amazing. Set a time.
Oh, yeah. So one day I was in the old Ford Focus 2.0, naturally aspirated, front wheel drive.
Sweet. Oh, that's the best.
I was in there, got fucking 9 and 3. Get those thumbs in the freaking holes, right?
Yeah.
Freaking dialed.
I'm surprised you never had racing gloves, bro.
Oh, dude, I almost
Fingerless
bought some.
racing gloves?
I almost bought some.
That'd be hot.
I almost bought some. I almost bought the racing shoes too. Anyways, I got the double
carbon fiber knuckles so you can beat the shit out of someone. Anyways, go ahead.
I got the pedals going, the double footer. I'm double
Oh,
fist.
yeah.
I'm double
Your left
fisting.
foot braking?
Oh yes, left foot braking.
God damn.
So I'm in there, right?
Yeah.
I am probably going 70 miles an hour.
Nice.
Once that speed, well, supposedly.
Yeah, that's your start, dude. That's the start line right there.
Right. And I had gotten past the section that I was just like, okay, well, the rest of this is kind of just straight. I'm just going to whatever. So I slowed down to like 55.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's a nice day. It's a nice sunny day on this road.
It's a ripping day.
Yep. There were spots where the shadows were on the roads, right? The dark shadows were on the road. I was driving, and I had just slowed down to 55, and I'm looking off in the distance, and I see a dog sitting on the side of the road, just staring me down as I'm coming down this road at 55 miles an hour.
You're going to have to... How far away were you? Because I feel like you saw this bitch like a half mile out.
I saw it quite a ways out there. And it was just staring at me. And I'm like, as I get closer, I slow down. So now I'm going like 45 miles an hour. That was the posted speed limit. I'm going 45 miles an hour. Yeah. And I'm just staring at this dog for the entire time on my approach, right? And I'm like, that dog is going to jump in front of my car. And I'm like, no chance. Because as I got closer, it went from laying down or sitting to now up on all fours. And I'm like, no. I'm like, there's no chance, right?
Yeah. My God, I can't.
I get probably 100 yards away from this dog, and the bitch decides to run directly towards my car, just head on. I'm like, fuck. I'm not kidding you. I have never pressed a brake pedal so hard in my life. So hard.
Oh my goodness.
I managed. My tires, like I literally left marks on the road. Like I was fucking on that shit so hard. I got down to like 25 miles an hour before impact. Boom. Sent that dog flying.
That's like a fucking 3,000-pound fist hitting you at 25 miles an hour, dude.
The dog, the dog just goes, "Ah!" Just freaking. It was literally butt and head, just a tumble into the bushes. This is so bad. We're laughing about this.
I know. We're gonna get so flamed for this.
I know it.
We really do like dogs.
And this was
we
a
care about
black. This was a black lab, and I owned a black lab.
So hit
Hit home.
heartstrings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I literally stopped there, and I was like, literally, my hands were off the wheel. I'm like, oh my god, what just happened? Like I
Even
couldn't.
though you knew exactly what happened.
Oh my gosh, I could not believe. I could not believe what just what just partook. And the dog got up, and it walked away. I'm like,
Indestructible.
just walked away. Just completely fine, just walked away. And I'm like, oh my god. So I'm
So
I'm still in the middle of the road, and I called the sheriff, the non-emergency sheriff line, and I go, "Hi, my name's Eric Olson. I'm driving on so and so road, and there was like a dog that like ran out in front of the road, and I hit this dog." And I'm like, "It doesn't look like it's hurt. It got up and walked away." And the sheriff told me they were just saying, "Is it in the middle of the road? Is it dead?" I'm like, "No, it got up and walked away." They're like, "All right, then you're all good." And so I'm like, okay.
We're good.
All right. So then I drove up to your drove up to your house. Then I looked because I didn't know anything had happened to my car, but I went and looked, and I'm like, oh, that's me, because I hadn't even looked at my car yet.
Yeah.
You were the one
I
that
didn't think about
pointed.
that.
You were the one that pointed it out to me because just got out of my car. I left my door
Oh.
open. It was on and everything, and I just got out of my car and I just looked at you. I'm like,
And my reaction triggered your reaction to look at the car.
right,
Because I was like, oh, fuck.
right. And then I turned around and looked at the car, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, wow.
There
There
was
was hair in the license plate. Oh, shit.
There
And in
was-
your-
There was hair. I'm not kidding you. It dented that whole hood, and it broke my whole. It cracked my bumper. Plastic.
Dude, your hood looked like a cereal bowl. It was like fucking concave as shit, dude.
And I'm over here like, oh shit, taking a sledgehammer trying to pound it out.
Instant reaction. I love that shit. Let's go
Oh.
get some fucking hammers and bend it back or some shit. It'll be fine. Some framing hammers.
I've never hit a deer, but I could only assume it's that times Like-
Magnified.
500.
Yeah.
Because I was going 25 miles an hour, and that dog
Yeah.
probably weighed no more than 30 pounds.
Yeah.
A deer weighs like 170, almost 200 pounds. Male deers, full-grown male deers, probably weigh upwards of 250 pounds. Crazy.
Yeah, and then you start putting that into perspective. You're just like, dude, what if you hit a fucking moose?
Ooh, or an elk.
Dude, I feel like truck drivers and moose, because moose are so fucking high off the ground. Like, there is no way, no way you're making it out alive.
When you were, did you ever get those things when you were like scrolling on TikTok or Instagram? Those videos where someone's driving down the road, it's pitch black, and then all of a sudden, boom, a moose, just a herd of moose.
Yeah,
I'm like,
dude, I want to see a moose in real life so bad
Why?
because that's like one of those creatures where there's just no way to actually tell how big it is until you see it in person. Because I've seen a lot of videos also of like people driving through Alaska and they'll see like a moose like in the middle of the freeway. And
Yeah.
comparatively to the car, it's like the same size as the car.
Yeah. Moose are big.
Like moose are huge.
Oh yeah.
I want to see a rack.
Have you seen a buffalo?
No.
I have seen a
Oh,
buffalo. They are ginormous.
that's so intimidating.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
So
The
intimidating.
one deer that I shot, when was that, 2013 or something like that?
Yeah.
That that was a mule deer, which is considered to be one of the larger deer. Hmm. Of a certain kind of breed. I don't know. I'm gonna have
In
to ask.
Oregon?
Gosh, this is an episode to have Doug Olson on the podcast, my dad.
Ooh. He could be the fact checker.
I
Dude.
know, because he ask him anything about anything outdoors and he'll just be like "Buh, buh, 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 buh."
I love that.
But they're one of the more larger deers. They're much bigger than blacktail and whitetail.
Sure.
Because they're considered desert deer. I mean, you find them in Montana and Oregon and in more deserty climates.
Yeah.
Anyways, that deer that I shot was a mule deer, and it wasn't very big. It was a forked horn. And I got up to that thing, and I mean, comparatively to me standing next to it, it wasn't that big. Like, you know, if I
Yeah.
and so it's crazy to think about all the different sizes of animals on the planet. You know,
Dude. Okay.
crazy.
So I've been doing this weird thing. So Netflix has this like Planet Earth kind of show on it.
Yeah,
Something rather.
yeah,
Some little nature deal.
sure.
I've been putting it on lately as my background noise. And there's this older gentleman who's the narrator of the whole show. But goodness gracious, I remember like maybe not. In elementary school I used to do, like research projects on animals
Yeah,
and shit. Because that's a pretty simple, easy information's there kind of um, assignment.
right.
And I forgot how much I enjoy nature. Like wildlife. Wildlife is crazy, dude. Wildlife is so crazy. I'm about two new things that I learned today. So there's this. It's called. I had to write it down. Cordyceps virus,
Yeah.
and it's this virus that infects insects. How they get it, I'm not really sure, but it infects insects, and it basically, from what the guy said, it basically drugs them. It drugs the insect, and for some reason they become detached from like their colony, and it just kind of goes rogue. It'll just walk away from the whole colony,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the times, for whatever reason, they're drawn towards crawling vertically up like a tree. Or
Hmm.
let's use an ant for example.
Sure.
The ant crawls up the tree, and like the ant, it seems like they figure out that they're like something's wrong, and so they end up usually like biting down on like a stick or a twig so they can't like keep walking. And I don't know how fast this happens, but maybe it was a time lapse. It must have been a time lapse. They end up dying. And this virus or bacteria takes over the whole body. And then it's super weird, dude. If you go and look up the cordyceps virus on like Google Images, it starts growing like weird like limbs, like
Ew.
5, 6, 7. So I saw an image of one that had like 20 little like limbs growing off of the insect, and it was just like some bacteria or virus that had taken over this insect. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what happens if that
You, you know
happened to
what's
us?
you know what's really crazy? Think about this for a moment, right? Think about the Ice Age.
Yeah.
All of that ice in like Siberia, right? All of that ice in Russia. Imagine all the diseases and the bacteria
And
and the
trapped.
that have been trapped in that, and now as the earth has been warming up, we might start getting exposed to that shit more and more throughout our lives, getting more and more viruses that no one even heard of
Yeah,
because of this ice that's melting. And
right.
how is it going to be transmitted? People are like, "Oh, that's in the middle of nowhere." Well, there's animals like birds. Like birds
Yeah.
are huge carriers of diseases,
I
right?
mean, shit, dude, if it's in the water, it's in the fish, the birds eat the fish, the birds poop on the ground, you walk in the poop, you touch your shoe, boom.
Right. And so I think about that. I'm like, oh, that's crazy about how many germs and how many viruses and all this other stuff that's in that
Yeah,
ice stuff. That
interesting.
as the earth slowly starts to warm up, it's going to melt away and we're going to start seeing more diseases that scientists don't really know how to respond to.
Yeah, what a concept.
I
Scary
know.
concept.
I know it. And then there's of course, creating diseases for warfare, but that's another
Research.
research. Yeah. It's only scientific research.
Yeah. Here's another one. All right.
All right.
Another thing I learned on the Nature Channel. Ants. Obviously, I was very focused in the ants portion of the fucking show. Ants, bro.
That was the beginning of the show when you first started to go to bed. Was all
When I
about
was,
ants
yeah,
when you were still awake.
yeah. Um, dude, ants will in a tree. This is hilarious. In a tree, bro, they will crawl to a leaf, a nice fresh green leaf,
Yeah.
and they will cut out a section of the green leaf.
Yeah.
Did you ever think of, do they just carry that leaf down with them? Do they let it fall to the ground, then they go down and find it? Do you know what they do?
I remember saying this, but I don't remember what they do with the leaf.
They use that leaf as a parachute.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, what? Dude, how fucking cool is that? I'm
what's your,
getting way too excited. Over
what's
these
your
things.
Oh, well, you're talking about bugs. Did you
Yep.
know that scorpions can hold their breaths for 6 days?
Wait, what? Scorpions?
Scorpions,
Like desert. Okay.
desert scorpions, 6 days. And I don't remember what
What?
I don't remember how long dolphins can hold their breath.
Days?
That's
It's not
that-
days.
just
There's no way.
put this in perspective for you. Dolphins can hold their breath for 20 minutes, and that's a sea creature.
Yeah.
A scorpion can hold its breath for 6 days.
Dude, that means it could get lost underwater for 6 days.
You want to know another thing?
What if you got stung in the water?
Whales can hold their breaths for 60 minutes. That's nothing comparative to 6 days.
This is not real. I'm fact checking.
6 days.
You probably already fact checked it.
It is unbelievable. I think there was something else.
What the fuck, dude? It is 6 days.
Yeah.
Eric. Eric. Dude,
What?
guess how long scorpions can go without eating food?
Ooh, hold on. I think I know the answer to this. Hold on. Hold on. Um, isn't it like I want to say like 2 years?
Damn it. Why would you guess something close? They have been known to go without food for up to 12 months.
Oh, damn.
It says as long as they have water, they can go 12 months without food.
That's crazy.
God damn. That is insane. Dude. What else are you researching over there?
Well, I saw something else.
This has turned into the nature show with Eric and Taylor.
And I think they were saying that spiders can also they go into like a state of hibernation where they can survive underwater for I think the same amount of like 6 days or something like that. It was crazy.
That's
I don't know
so
if that's
strange.
true.
Dude, I just couldn't imagine rolling up on a scorpion or like a spider underwater. And you're like, why the fuck is this thing under here? Not that I'm ever in water that much, but
Yeah.
okay. Are we done with our nature bit?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why do you have something else? Did you want to say?
Yeah.
Okay, I see you looking at your whiteboard.
Oh yeah. So I need to throw it back. All right. To the tip you left. Okay. So the tip that you left that
Oh,
that lady.
yeah. Okay. Oh, then we're
And
throwing
you said
connection. I see it. I like it.
okay, so you said it was a sizable amount.
Yes.
Okay. Would you say that's the biggest tip you've ever left?
No.
No. Okay.
Not the biggest tip I've left, but percentage wise, it is the biggest tip I've ever given.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
I see the wheels turning.
I know.
Something's going on up there.
Because I think I've only left a tip on purpose once, like with meaning. You know when you tip out of courtesy?
Yeah.
This tip had meaning.
Okay. What do you mean by meaning? Like why why?
Well, there's obviously there's a story.
Okay.
There's a story. We're at an hour 20. Do you want me to let the story rip?
Is it a short story? Well, tell the story and then just tell it. Yeah.
Okay. So, I was out to dinner
Okay.
with Alyssa and her sister,
Yeah.
and there was obviously a newer waitress
Okay.
that had just started.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what language she spoke, but we were at a Thai restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to make assumptions, but I have no idea what language was her first language. But it was difficult, but I like quickly realized for some reason I was reading into my own made up story for this this girl waitress, and I felt really bad because I knew that she was trying her hardest to be a really good waitress.
Yeah.
But there was one moment where before I realized all this, she like, I don't know what she did. She refilled the water and spilled it or something rather, and like I couldn't. I chuckled, Eric. I chuckled because I was like, how comedic is it that this person who can't speak English and it's her first day is doing so bad?
Yeah.
Right. Now I feel like a terrible person
Yeah.
because my perspective instantly kicked in and I was like, shit, dude. I'm like, I kind of know a smidge of what she's feeling
Right.
just from life experiences when I fuck up and it's like my first day or first week or whatever.
Sure.
But then combined with not being able to speak English, and then for some reason I assumed that she had just moved here because I don't know. I made up a story in my head. I
Right.
don't want to make assumptions, like I said, but
Yeah.
I felt bad, and so every time she came over, I was always just trying to be super polite and like super patient, and just help her out the best I could. And I could tell that like her manager started getting frustrated with her mistakes, and she
Mm.
was expressing that frustration in the customer setting,
Yeah.
which I was just like, God damn it, dude, that sucks. So I ended up leaving a cash tip at the table, and I wrote on the receipt, the merchant copy, um, I said this tip, or the woman in the black and white striped shirt deserves this tip, I think is what I said.
Yeah.
And it was like a $50 tip,
Yeah.
and I just was like, please, like, you're doing a great job,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, there's certain criteria for tips. Having been in 2 jobs that require tips,
Mm-hmm.
um, my opinion, it's my opinion on tipping is a little bit controversial. But I've created a system that allows me to tip, and it has to follow certain criteria, right? My first criteria was the service good? Period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did they make an effort to have conversation, to feel like you're welcomed, you know, to feel like you're a human being talking
Mm-hmm.
to a human being. I'm sorry, but I don't want someone that's going to come. I understand people are busy, but it is your job as a server to like talk to people. I understand everybody's busy, but if you come over and you're like, "What do you want?" Okay, it'll be out in a second. I don't consider that good service, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I understand everybody's busy, but it's like, "Hey, how y'all doing? Looks like you guys are having a fun night." Just making conversation, connecting on a human level. And then number 2 is the food. Is what I got adequate for what I wanted?
Right.
Those are my 2 things that require my tip. Because I also know that tips don't only go to just your server. They have to usually pay out every kind of section. So the bartenders or the cooks or whatnot. And someone made the argument to me once. They say, "Oh well, it's not the it's it the blah blah blah. The cooks aren't responsible for the tip, like, or the server's not responsible for the food. So why should their tip be affected by the food?" Well, because you're giving a portion of your tips away to the cooks, right? So if one person does bad, that's the whole thing about a team. A restaurant's a team effort. You know, if one person is slacking, then it is a domino effect for the rest of the team.
Sure.
So those are my 2 things. And most of the time, I will say on average, service is usually pretty good and the food's usually pretty good. Again, I'm a college student, so I'm not tipping crazy amounts. I mean,
Right.
I don't have that kind of money. Now, if I had extra cash to throw around, then I might. But I'm never ever going to change my criteria, for that, because a lot of these credit card companies now, or these industries have, if you tip on your credit card, the store gets a % of that credit card.
Oh.
Because you did it via credit card and not cash.
Interesting.
You know, I always prefer to tip cash, but if not, I'll leave it on my credit card. But the company's getting a portion of your tip. It's not all going to the server, the waitress
Right.
or waiter, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. I don't know, but I understand where you're coming from. If I saw someone visually struggling like that and they were just like first day or whatnot, I probably would have written a little note with a tip and said, "Hey, keep doing it. Every first job you have is going to be challenging. Just get through it, and you're going to be fine."
Yeah.
It was a good gesture.
I like to be kind
Yeah.
most times.
Kind is important, I think, with all the
Kind is-
information.
Kind is tricky.
Kind
Being
is
a kind person is tricky. If you are an uncalculated kind person, you're failing.
I like that. Uncalculated.
You have to spread your kindness
Yeah.
where it's due.
Yeah. That's true. It's simple. Someone said this to me once, and it resonates with me. Even a simple smile can make someone's day. I never, going to high school and, early college, I never was like, no, that's not true. It's true, because in the later years of high school, someone gave me a simple smile, and I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, just made my whole day better. I'm like, that made me feel nice.
See, that takes a really open mind, though.
Yeah.
You have to understand how that works for it to work,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, some could be people like, why the fuck you smiling at me?
Yeah, or just dismiss it and
Yeah.
let it go to waste.
Right. Right.
So,
That's true. Well,
nice, dude. That was a killer cast.
Killer Cast, as we're hitting the people every week with Killer Casts, Bobby.
Yeah, we gotta hit him with some killer Instagram content.
Yeah.
Whenever that, our other guy gets to it.
Gosh, what's his name? James?
James.
No.
That's not him.
Oh,
That's not him.
it's just Taylor.
It's Jailer.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I think these are going well. We thank you for listening. Always feel free to ask us questions. I don't know if you saw that update on the podcast app.
Yeah.
That freaking blew me away. I think Spotify's trying to make it a more collaborative experience for podcast listeners and podcast creators. So if you have any questions, or hell, if you have any topics that you want to talk about, leave it in. You have the option to leave it in Spotify, and Taylor and I would love to give our opinions. At the end of the day, these are all opinions that we speak, but we'd love to give the opinion of two mid-20s, or not middle-aged at all, mid-20s. We're mid-20s.
Yeah.
Give our opinions on it, because I feel like there's a lot of us that are just kind of floating around that like to hear different perspectives.
Yeah, or if you guys just have any comments in general.
Yeah.
That could spark something in the podcast.
You could say Taylor's an ugly piece of shit, and that works too. I'm joking. Or audio. Any suggestions there too, if you want to anything.
A great one.
Yeah. If you're like Eric's too loud or Taylor's too quiet or Taylor's audio sucks all the time.
Taylor needs a fucking new laptop. Taylor needs a fucking new directional mic.
Shave that thing on his.
Out of here.
He's like, don't you talk about my stash.
Nobody's touching this stash except for me.
Didn't you shave it? You just started growing that back, right?
Well, this puppy's been trimmed up for a minute. She's a little out of control today, but it's looking serious now.
How long have you had that thing?
Dude, a long time.
Because I haven't even
really long time.
I haven't even noticed.
Shut the fuck up.
I think it's just suiting. You know what?
That's dirty.
Should I grow my stash? You know what I'm gonna do?
Oh, that would be fucking hot.
Fuck it. I'm gonna grow the goatee. This puppy right here.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
Dude, why not?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Dude. This was okay. On a final note, the outfit of the day was so ick. So ick.
The outfit.
Mine.
Oh
my god, dude. I put on a Carhartt hat. I was wearing a Shrek t-shirt. It was Shrek and Donkey. Like when they're in the fucking little castle watching those kids sing. That scene.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that fucking.
Yeah.
All right, fucking me, goddamn. Yeah, it's that scene. I have a shirt of Shrek and Donkey, and then I'm wearing, like army green, 5-inch short shorts, and then I'm wearing white crew socks and black Vans. Oh my god,
That
dude.
is so foul. That's foul.
That's why I said it was ick, dude. It's like the
Did
pussy deflector.
Did you take a shower? Or was
What
that
do you mean?
the icing on the cake? No shower either. Just
I
BO.
fucking showered before I put
okay.
that shit on.
Oh, Bobby. That's bad decisions.
That was my off-roading outfit.
I ordered those New Balance shoes.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna show them
nice.
when I get them. Next podcast, I'll have them. I'm gonna show them.
the dad shoes.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Apparently, New Balances are like apparently really high quality. That's why they're so expensive.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay, we'll find out though.
Dude, I swear to God, if I have those until I'm 40, that is my goal, to keep those shits until I'm.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes. Yes. I pulled those bitches out to freaking mow the lawn when I'm 45, bro, with the white tube socks. Oh, and the tucked in gray shirt with the cargo shorts. That's going to be me.
These are your goals and aspirations, bro?
No, it's just a stereotype. I'll probably end up doing something like my dad, wearing really dark work jeans and just tucking in a shirt with no belt, and then wearing the old New Balances.
Bro, both those are the descriptions of the perfect middle-class white male.
Dude, people make fun of me because, okay, we got to end this podcast. I'm getting into it. I'm going to go down a tangent. All right. Anyways, sorry. That's it for the podcast. Like we said, like, subscribe, share. Not subscribe because you don't subscribe. On YouTube, you do. But share it. That'll help us out greatly. And hit us up on Instagram.
If you got buddies at work, and you're listening to this,
throw it on the
with
big.
your buddies at work.
Throw it on the big speaker.
I swear, it just happened.
It's a vibe.
It's been traveling all over the place.
Listening to the Late Night Tangents podcast is a vibe on the big speaker.
It is, actually. They do it at work all the time.
Oh.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to bed.
All right. Me too.
All right. Adios.
All right. Goodbye.